and today I'll be showing you how to make contribution to the community lead repository CM tools. Now CM tools is a repository that contains community managers tools and resources that they use for their daily work. It's a growing list and it keeps increasing every day. Today I'll be showing you how you can add other tools that possibly as a community manager you've used before and you are using that you feel others will benefit from. So first off, the first thing you need is you need to have a GitHub account. You can create an account from github.com, and once you have your account, you can then come to this repository and then make contribution. To make contribution, we first have to fork the repository. Forking the repository basically means creating your own copy of the repository. That way you'll be able to make changes to your copy, edit whatever you want on your copy, and then merge back to the original repository. So what we'll do is we'll just click on this fork button here. We'll click on this and it's going to ask for details to create a fork repository for us, and we'll just accept everything and say create repository. And immediately that happens, you can see that we now have a profile, a different repository saying oxjmin/cm tools, and it was forked from community lead/cm tools. Now this way I can make changes to my own repository here and then merge back later to the community leads repository. To make changes to the list of the tools we have here, I just have to click this button. Now the contents and documents on GitHub, they are powered by markdown files, and so you have a markdown format to edit. Now this is how the editing mode looks like, but to preview your changes you can click on this tab and you get to see how your changes will reflect. So we're going to add a data collection content, and we'll be adding Google Forms to our data collection and surveys section. So to add that, we just need to go back to the editing mode and copy one of the resources that was provided here. So let's see, Canva is here, so let's just copy Canva, and we'll copy and then put a tab here, paste and put another space in again, and so we'll change the title and everything here to be Google Forms, and then I already have a template or the contents prepared, so I'll copy the link to Google Forms from here and I'll paste that here, and also the description as well. So can just come back here and copy the description and come back, did the one of Canva here, paste here, and ensure that all typography are correct and everything is looking good. So now that we've added Google Forms and as one of our tools, we just need to check if the content we added is actually in the right position and it's following the right guidelines. And so let's just go back and voila, now we have Google Forms here and with a very nice description and a link to the Google Forms website. So that's really good, that's really cool. We've just added our first changes to our own CM tools. Now that we've added these changes, in order for you to save the changes you made to a specific file or to save changes in GitHub, you will need to commit those changes. Now there's a placeholder here that is saying update readme. If you do not add anything here, it's going to take that placeholder as the title of your changes you are committing. But what we can just do here is we can just say we had Google Forms to tools and resources. Now it's going to ask for the email we want to associate with this commit directly to the main branch. Yes, all of this is correct, and we can just do commit changes. Now we just made a change to our own repository. We're not on the community lead repository yet, and when we scroll down we can see that for the data collection and surveys category we've added Google Forms, and that's really amazing. So congratulations, you just added a tool to the list of community managers tool that we have. Now that we have this on our own personal repository, it's really good, it's really cool, but we would need to, you know, add it back to the community lead repository so that others can see it and also have a copy of that tool as well. So what will happen is we'll go back to the home page of our repository. So just click the repository name, it will take you back to the home page, and then we can see that it's saying that this branch is one commit ahead of the one of community lead. So what we can do is we can contribute it, we can send our changes that we've made back to community lead repository so that it can be added there. So how can we do that? We can just click on this contribute button here, and it will tell us to open a pull request, and we'll just click on that. Now opening a pull request will get us to this page to compare the changes we have on the community lead repository to our own changes, and it will see that there are different things, and so we need to do that. And so there's a readme there are some instructions and guidelines here in order for you to follow when creating a repository. So what you can just do is click on the preview tab, and it says please delete this line before submitting your pull request. Your pull request title should look like this: resources/category the resources fall into. So what we can do is we can just copy this, change the title to this, and we'll say Google Form is the resources we added, Google Form. And the category it falls into the category of data collection and surveys. So now that we have that, the instruction says we should delete this line before we submit our pull request. So let's delete this one out. And so it's asking us for the resources name. We should edit this line as well. So let's edit this line to be called Google Forms. Google Form. Now edit this line with a small description about the newly added resources. So let's cancel this. I will say Google Forms allows you to create surveys and quizzes, and also to gather data. Now it's going to ask us for the link to the resources. Now it's going to ask us for the link to the resource. And so what we'll do is we'll just go back to the link we already have for the resource, and that's like docs.google.com/forms. So we'll just copy this and we'll paste it here. So www.docs.google.com/forms and this. Now if we should preview the whole of this, we'll see that we're already making sense. And so we're already making sense. The Google Form title is there, the Google Form description is there, the link is there, and now there's a checklist that we'll have to check to ensure that okay, we followed all the guidelines. And it says I have performed a self-review of the submitted resource, and it follows the guidelines of the project. And so in order for us to check that, we just need to come to this double brackets here and remove the spacing inside of it and just put X. That way we'll be able to check it and to say that okay, we've checked this, and also we've updated this. Now one of my tool, Grammarly, is just updating the English I wrote here, so that's cool, that's really cool. So edit this line, I will remove this edit this line text from here as well, and that way we'll be able to like have something very good looking. So let's go back, and now we have the title is Google Form, the description is present, the link to the document is there, and the checklist, we already have the checklist. So congratulations, we just like created all of the instructions. We just followed all of the instructions, and we just created our first contribution to the repository. So what we'll do is we just create the pull request. And yes, we already have the pull request. So the pull request now is now pending for review. It needs at least one person to review it and then merge it down to the number of tools that we have. But congratulations, you just created your first pull request on GitHub, possibly, and you just make contribution to the CM tools. So thank you very much. That is all for today. See you later.